Hi guys, Nina Concepcion here. I was just listening to Stephen Larson's podcast, which is amazing. It's all about funnel building and building your brand online through funnels. And it got me thinking with one of the things that he was talking about. And I wanted to do a live on it because it's one of the things that I noticed a lot of you get a little bit caught up with. I know that there's quite a lot of you working through the balance between I know enough to be able to teach what I know and there's still more that I need to learn. I'm still constantly always assessing that myself because there's always going to be people who know more than you. There's always going to be another level, especially if you're someone who likes to educate yourself and grow. You're going to surround yourself with information and people who expand your thinking. So it's almost a bit of a false impression thinking that everybody knows more than you when you surround yourself with so many smart, amazing people doing and playing a bigger game than you are. But it's also important to remember that when you know something, to acknowledge that, and if you have something to share, to be able to share it. And so I really do think it's a bit of a balance. The first thing I want to share with you guys is if you have a calling to share your message and to share an experience and to share what your gifts are. And sometimes it's literally just as simple as you love speaking, or you love writing, or you love getting on video, or you love teaching, or you love inspiring people. And it's those things that give you a little fire in your belly. It's those things that make you feel a little bit nervous, a little bit excited. Those are the things that make you feel good about yourself and that make you feel like you're making your life worthwhile. Because for me, that's what these lives do for me. And a lot of what I do in my business comes from that space. So if you're coming from a really grounded and soulful place, and you just know in your heart that you have something to share and something to offer, and you have gifts that you want to share with people, then do it, then start. The balance, I would say, and obviously know that the balance is different for everyone. Like what my balance is may not be the balance for you, but I shared this with you so that you guys can get clear on what the balance is for you and know that there is no perfect balance. Once you start getting balance, something's going to happen and then you're going to get off balance and then you don't have to, but it's about rebalancing, right? But so coming from the place of, firstly, doing the inner work and acknowledging yourself for how far you've come. So you really need to, if you're someone who wants to be an influencer, who wants to be an authority figure, who wants to be a coach, who wants to be a speaker, who wants to be an author, any of those things in the expert or influencer space, you need to stop and see your own value. And if you don't see your own value, then it's going to be really hard for you to communicate to other people what that is. So stop and really get clear on what you have learned and what you've experienced. And if you were to share something with someone and it's the only thing you could share with them, what would that be? What would that topic be? What is it that you feel like you're here to share with people? And realize from a humbling place exactly what you've learned. And when you see that, you'll be able to see how, if someone had shown you what you know now, then it would have accelerated your process, right? Hi, let me know that you're there. So looking back, you'd be able to see if somebody showed you what you know now, you'd be able to eliminate the time or eliminate the stress or decrease the amount of time, stress, money, resources that you put into trying to figure it out. So there's that part of acknowledging yourself, just how far you've come, and knowing that you do have something valuable to offer, and remembering that your audience is often just a little bit behind you. So they could literally be where you were last year or last month or last week. So remember that you don't need to be 10, 100, 500 steps in front of the person that you're supporting. Remember that you're just supporting people to get further along. That's it. And something else as well that I want you guys to consider is there's obviously that end of acknowledging you for how far you've come, but without comparing yourself, also, I know it's easier said than done, but also seeing how much more you can do to grow. Because you can get stuck in, I don't know enough, or I need to learn this and I need to learn that. And I think it's great to continually move forward and to continually grow in and improve yourself and develop the skills necessary for you to build your brand, share your message, and be able to reach more people. But if you get stuck in making that an excuse or making that a reason why you don't go out and serve, then you're never going to be able to level up in the way that you're in the way that you can if you just show up. You'll be surprised how much you grow into when you just decide to show up. It's literally just about showing up and showing up and showing up. So seeing where you can grow, seeing what skills you can learn and how you can develop as a person to be able to grow more into a more educated and more experienced version of yourself. And I also feel that it's a responsibility. If you're going to serve people, it's a responsibility to keep moving forward because they're learning from you. And when you stop learning, then you stop being able to help them. So the more that you keep moving forward, the more you can just reteach that back to them and share with them what you've learned. But really don't get stuck in making it an excuse. Don't get stuck in making that a reason as to why you can't move forward. See it for what it is. Don't compare yourself. Take the necessary actions and steps in order to move in that direction so that you have the internal confidence of knowing that you are developing yourself, and especially when you've backed yourself and you've invested in yourself. Like I've invested over, how much is it? Over $50,000 just in my own education in the last 12 months alone. That includes courses, events, getting a coach. Sorry guys, there's a truck reversing on this driveway. So when you back yourself and you invest that much amount of money in yourself and in your vision and what you feel like you're here to share, then you're going to know that what you have to share is valuable. One, because of all the information that you're learning and reiterating back to yourself. And two, because all you're really doing, all of us are really doing in the influencer space, got something in my eye, is learning, doing, and teaching. We're learning something, we're doing it for ourselves, we're experiencing it, and then we're sharing it with you guys, and we're teaching what we've done, which has been very similar to what everybody else has done, but the way that we do it is in our little way, a slightly different way, which is unique to us, because the way that you do it may also be a slightly different and unique way to you. So, just to quickly recap, acknowledge yourself, sit and be aware of where you've come from, see your value, see your worth, speak to people who you care about and who know you and who can give you honest feedback so that you can start seeing your own value and really acknowledge yourself for that, but also staying humble. And then moving forward, don't get stuck in comparing yourself to someone who is ahead of you or way ahead of you, because their audience is different to your audience. And know that not every single person in the world, even if it may seem like it, knows who they are. And sometimes your audience needs to hear it from you. But focus on what are the skills that you need to be able to do to share more of your message, to develop into more of the sort of person that you desire to be and you know that you'd like to be in order to serve more and to be able to be more fulfilled and be more happy and grounded. And start taking that action, because action precedes confidence. So the more you take action, the more confident you're going to be at it, the more you're going to feel like you have something to share, and the more, what's that word I'm looking for? The more conviction you're going to have in yourself that what you're sharing is super valuable, because it just keeps feeding each other. You educate yourself and then you're like, oh my gosh, and then you teach someone else and you're like, this is really valuable, I found it really valuable. It literally just goes around in a loop. But you need to continually grow, you need to continually advance, you need to continually educate yourself and take action. That is the biggest thing. You need to keep taking action. It's so easy to stop and procrastinate. And that's why I tell so many people, if you're feeling stuck and if you feel like you're not moving forward, the best thing to do is get a coach. Find someone who's doing what it is that you would like to do, someone who's already been there, someone who has experienced what you've experienced and has come out the other end, because they can show you your blind spots and they can show you what you can't even see is what's stopping you from being able to move forward. Get a coach is honestly one of the best things that you'll ever do in your life and in your business. Sending you guys so much love. I'm going to head off now. But if you have any questions or anything you want to share, please let me know. If you feel like anyone needs to hear this message, please tag them. Let them know they do know enough to be able to start teaching. They just need to do the work to figure that out. And yes, I'll see you guys very soon. If you want to reach out and ask me about my coaching, then feel free to do so. Otherwise, have an amazing Wednesday, guys. And as always, it is your time to be seen, be heard, and be you. Mwah.